Monica, what's up?
Hi,
How we doing today?
good.
Good. Where you calling me from today?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska, so I'm a little bit jealous. Florida, love it. All right, so
Yeah.
the call is going to be all about you today. I just want to find out really where we're at with our online fitness business and where you want to be, and maybe some challenges you're facing, and hopefully I can provide you some clarity. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right, let me hear about you.
So I was a fitness life coach. Um, like I want to say like I really started maybe a year before COVID. And when COVID started, like I really went in really hard, which it was kind of it just like I guess you know how they say like right time, like right place, right time, or however you want to say it. It was
Yeah.
like one of those things because I really was just doing it for myself because I was working from home and I was feeling sick working from home out of nowhere, just crazy headaches, just not sleeping well. It was just really bad. So I said something just told me that I need to start working out. Like I just need to go outside, just start walking, do something, but just get out the house. And I started to do that, and surely but like slowly but surely, like I started to notice that my walks was helping me feel better. I wasn't taking medicine, I wasn't really changing my diet as much. I didn't really do much of any change. I just started stepping outdoors and just walking. So with that, like I started to feel better and I was like, wow. So then when I started to feel better walking, I was like, okay, well, what would happen if I start to change my diet? So I started changing my diet and then I started to see like crazy results. I was like, wow. And so I kept doing it. People were asking me like, what are you doing? And so I was like, I just walk. Like I don't do nothing. I just go for a walk. And when I noticed that people were asking me and then, they wanted to join me, I was like, okay, cool. I started to turn it into a business. Um, I didn't really have the nutrition aspect of it down pat. So I signed up under a company. I'm not sure if you're aware of Herbalife.
Yep.
Um, I started that and yeah, and it just went from there. Like I was pushing myself, like I was having tremendous results with my weight loss. I was doing crazy sales. I was making like an additional 15 to 2,000 a month with no zero experience, not knowing what I was doing because I wasn't really looking the money aspect of it. Like I wasn't looking at the number aspect of it. I was more so just looking at changing myself and changing other people. And like when I kept it that way and I wasn't really thinking like the financial aspect of it, I didn't even realize how much money I was making until my one of my coach that I was under, she just came to me, she told me, she's like, do you know what you're doing like every month? I'm like, no, I never really paid attention to, like I never really cared. It was just the motivation that I had to better myself and better other people, like that just inspired me to just keep going. And little did I know, like I was really doing really good for a first timer. Um, then I don't know, I guess life hit me. I was on the go. Like I was just doing this, doing that. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to school, like I'm gonna be a nurse. So that way as a nurse, then I can be able to apply like the medical aspect of it with the fitness aspect of it and the nutrition. I was just like adding so much stuff to my plate, not thinking that nursing is not something that you can have all this other stuff going on. Like you have to like solely like be doing nursing. You can't do like a 10 million things and nursing on top of, like it's not gonna work out. So it just didn't go as planned. So I just started to like eliminate. Life just got crazy, and I was like, all right, I just gotta step back. So I started eliminating things. I stopped the school. I stopped um like really promoting myself like how I was, and I just took a break. Just focused on myself. Um, and I don't know, like when I took that break, like I really took the break, and I didn't really get back into that motivation I had. There was a lot of other personal things that were coming along and things just started to just go down, and I just ended up just stopping everything altogether. Like like my relationship, family, business, school, just things just went crazy. And I don't think I had an actual plan. I don't think I had, you know, things organized. I don't think I don't know. I think I was just doing so much that required me to be in so many different places at once. And I it's just me, you know, I couldn't be in all those places. Like I was limiting my time with my kids. I was limiting my time with my relationship. I was limiting my time with school. Like everything was limited and I wasn't really able to give my full attention to the things that I really cared about. And it started to create an effect, like a negative effect. So I just stopped it all. And now I'm like, man, if I would have just pushed through it and kept going, like imagine where I would have been right now.
Right.
So like every now and then, like I just think about it, like I need to get back into it, like really get back into it. But when I get back into it, do it the right way. Like have a plan, have a goal, you know, write things down. Um, just take my time. Don't rush into things and you know really focus on every aspect of it of what am I looking for, what do I want out of this, you know, just really setting my goals down and putting everything in you know in order and
100%.
not forgetting the kids in the house and you know like everything else.
So it sounds like you're really here because you want to have a better balance with time and for the people that you love, right? Like that's what we're going for. And obviously some
Yeah,
financial stability, right? That comes with that.
right.
And you were doing coaching through Herbalife. I actually know one of the main guys, Reagan Nickel is one of my good buddies. So he's one of the presidents of Herbalife. So I'm all about
Okay.
familiar with what they do. So did you obtain any certifications when you were doing your coaching business, or you were just kind of like a distributor?
I was just a distributor. I managed to go up to supervisor level. And I was trying to hit the world team, but that's when things just started like falling apart.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what are you currently doing right now?
Right now, I just what is it? I keep forgetting the name of it. Jesus. Procurement assistant.
So,
So it's like I work in an office of a warehouse.
okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Like almost 2 years now.
Is that something that you like, or is that something that just pays the bills? Like what got you into that?
Um, my other inspiration of wanting to start like a business in, I don't want to say retail, but more like wholesaling. Um, I don't know, like e-commerce. Let's put it
Okay.
that way. I wanted to have like an online store. I wanted to have a warehouse to where, you know, I have the warehouse, I have all my inventory, and then I have an online store. People make purchases and
Okay.
things like
I
that.
got you.
Yeah.
So are we looking to eventually get back to coaching full time, or would this just be a secondary source of income? What's your overall goal?
Um, I think my overall goal is to fulfill my goal in fitness. Like I really, if I can, if I can make the money, the like, okay, if I can set myself up to where I can live off doing fitness alone and not like worry about, oh, how am I gonna pay this and how am I gonna pay that? Like 100% I'll leave all this stuff and like dedicate myself to like fitness because it's 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 a way of me being able to set my own schedule. It's a way of me being able to have more time for like family wise. Like it's a way for me to be able to just plug into a lot more stuff of like that I love versus working for people and their schedule and making their lives better.
For
Like,
sure. So
yeah.
give you some context behind that. Industry averages for online training is going to be anywhere on the very low end of 250 per month for services, up to 500 bucks per month for services. So let's just say you're feeling qualified, you're feeling confident. Let's just say you're charging upwards of $400 per client. Okay. So if you
Okay.
had, 20 clients, that would get you 8K a month. So that's 96,000 a year. I know that most people are going for that 10K. If you had 25 clients and you're charging an average of 400 bucks, that would get you 25 clients would get you 10K a month. So that's 120K a year, which is, you do a lot of things with that, right? And then we just keep scaling upwards from there. So in
Right.
order for us to replace your current job, what do we need to be bringing in?
Monthly,
Yep.
pretty much the like 6 to 10K.
Okay. 6 to 10K to start off, and then where would we like to get to?
I mean, is there a limit on that? Like, I don't know. I would like to go as far as I can.
Yeah, so sky's the limit. Like there's no cap, right? You want to go, you want to take
Yeah.
this as big as you can. Okay, cool, got that. Now, what do you think is the biggest challenge that has prohibited you from starting this up and doing it the right way?
Procrastination. Very, very bad. I procrastinate and I overthink a lot. Like I'm an overthinker. And instead of me just like going for it, and I guess because the reason why I don't really go for it is because I did that last time and things just got like crazy. So yeah, I want to do it right this time. Like have an outline, have everything planned, know what I'm looking for, know what my goals are, know what I'm getting myself into.
Do you feel like if you had like a structured game plan that's literally step by step, you have additional support, you have a one-on-one coach that's actually going to guide you, do you feel like that would help limit your procrastination, make you feel more confident to take that action?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was another thing that kind of like pushed me out with the whole Herbalife thing, because when I started with my coach, like she was like very hands-on. Everything was good. Directing me like, hey, this is the next step, this is what you gotta do. Like, the motivation was there. But I guess once I hit a certain level, it was like, all right, you're on your own, do your thing. I was like, what happened to the motivation? Like like I don't know, everything just went left.
Cool.
So yeah.
I got you. Outside of that, it sounds like you've tried some coaching before through Herbalife. Have you done any other research as far as online coaching? What are some other things that we've tried?
I don't know. Like with her, because like with Herbalife, I would say we had in-person coaching, so it wasn't really online. It was just more so every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we would meet up at a certain time. I'll do my coaching there, or every morning I will have my own personal workouts where I will record myself, and I have my followers that would watch and things of that sort.
Okay. What do you feel like you need from like a coach? Like, what's your learning style? Do you want someone that's very direct? Do you need someone that's very warm and encouraging? Like, how do you learn best? What would you need from us?
Direct.
Okay, direct and
Like,
something structured.
yeah, like no sugarcoating, like just straightforward. Like, listen, this is what you need to do. Like, come on, do it.
I got you. Cool. Now, how would you like to see your life different in the next 4 to 6 months than where it's currently at?
Very structured. More, what's the word? More structured, organized. I just see it going somewhere. Like right now, I feel like everything's like at a standstill. I don't feel
Okay.
like it's really, going anywhere. So just to see something, like some type of motivation going on.
So being at that standstill that you mentioned, how long have we been there, and how does that make you feel on a day-to-day basis?
It's been like a year.
That's gotta be tough, right?
Yeah, probably longer. Like, yeah, it's been really bad. Like I said, I've been really it's in my head. It's all in my head. Like everything, like what I want to do, like where I see myself at. But when it comes out to starting it, I'm like, where do I even start? How do
Right.
I even start? What do
So
I
that's
even do?
one of our biggest challenges, knowing where to start. So we're looking for processes, systems, proven steps that work, right?
Yeah.
Got you. Now, with that being over a year of just sitting on this, right, and being at that standstill, not only has that affected you, but how do you think that's affected your kids?
Yeah. Really bad.
So do you feel like they're worth taking that next step to living their full optimal life and you being that provider and that example for them?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We'll go over a high level what we have to offer. Then I'm going to actually go into our modules and I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to get you to 10K. Cool?
Okay.
All right, let me know when you can see my screen.
All right. I see your screen.
All right, so as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. So we got a rating of an A out of a possible A+, and we're also backed by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. Now on the success ladder, we're going to have 2 tiers. We're going to have 10K Accelerator. We're going to have Mastery Level Coach. Now 10K Accelerator is going to be very ideal for an individual such as yourself, someone who's looking to make some noise on the online platform, might even need a certification. The information this course will get us from 0 up to 10K per month in as little as 4 months. Mastery level, I know that you wanted no cap. Once we're hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, we can then get to mastery level, which will show you how to scale from 10K all the way up to 100K per month. So we're going to teach you how to kind of step away from the coaching aspect, become more of a CEO of your own business, if that makes sense. Okay. So where we're currently at, we're really going to focus on building that foundation first. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Cool. Now the program itself is broken down into 4 phases. The first thing we want to do is we want to get you a couple clients right out the gate. Then we'll establish a solid business foundation, and we're going to do this through generating leads organically. So we're going to show you different ways to maximize your overall reach. We'll also develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now on the support aspect, it's second to none. You'll have an assigned one-on-one coach your entire enrollment period. This is an individual who's completed both 10K and mastery level, so they have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own built off the information in this course. You'll have a customized game planning call with that individual to review where you want to be at, the most efficient way to get there. And then every 2 weeks, you'll have one-on-one calls very similar to this to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, and then get very specific instructions on what you need to execute for the upcoming weeks. Outside of that, when you're hitting about or averaging about 2 to 3 Zoom calls per week and you complete the sales modules, we'll introduce you to another sales coach as well. This will be someone that's going to really help you teach the psychology behind sales, how to maximize your return on investment, how to close down those calls at a 40% clip or greater. You'll also have biweekly roster group coaching calls, 5 times a week of group support calls that accommodate your current 9 to 5. That would go over client objection handling, client delivery, lead generation, marketing, mindset, even case studies. And then you'll have 24/5 tech support with your coach outside of those calls as well. So you can text them as much as you like. They're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. Now, as you've already figured out, you've tried to become a fitness entrepreneur before. It's exciting, but it can get overwhelming. So we've created what we call the Zenpreneur method. So we help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation sessions, even journaling, just to ensure you're in a good headspace to constantly move forward within your business. As far as the resources go, you're going to have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We'll even provide done-for-you programming as well, which will save you hours of time. We'll also give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements within your program. As mentioned earlier, we offer an optional certification as well. This is no additional charge, but it's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition, helps you feel a little bit more qualified and providing better recommendations. Any questions on that so far?
No.
Cool. This is going to be the secret sauce on how to get you from 0 to 10K, 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What's that mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about, but we're going to implement very specific strategies to get your first couple clients. Phase 2, we're going to set up all of your back-end systems. We're going to make sure you're a fully legal company. We're also going to figure out what problem you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we can then create our offer and pricing. So these first 2 phases will take about a month and a half. The remaining of the time will be in phase 3 and phase 4. So phase 3, developing consistency. We're going to teach you organic marketing strategies to maximize your overall reach. We'll also teach you different community lead generation methods. We use WhatsApp group, and we'll also teach you basic sales funnel creations to close down deals more easily. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales capabilities. We're going to make sure we have consistent client delivery systems, but emphasize customer support and client retention. Any questions on the 4 phases?
No.
How are we feeling so far?
Good.
Cool. Now this is the inside of our program. There's going to be a total of 32 modules. Each module will have an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. Both the link and the videos are tutorials, so they'll show you exactly what to do step by step. So the first step to becoming full-time, what do we got to do? We talked about implementing the very specific strategies. We lay them out right here for you. A lot of the things that we provide are already done for you, so it makes your time more efficient. far as the NK Accelerated Directory goes, I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the program to its fullest capabilities. Now, the roadmap is a two-part phase. We're going to show you what you need to do to get from 0 to 5K, and then what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10. So step-by-step processes to make sure you're in success. Based upon your specific goals, we want to create daily and nightly routines. They're going to maximize that. And then fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome, procrastination. We go over all these natural, normal feelings, but we show you how to get past it to move forward with your business. We've also identified the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we provided solutions to each and every one of these. Now, administrations and systems and ChatGPT is where things get interesting. Have you heard of ChatGPT?
I have.
Yeah, it's kind of like Google on steroids. So we're going to show you how to maximize it for the online space. So it's really good for creating SOPs, content creation ideas, even workout programs and nutrition. Backend systems, we'll show you how to use Wave and Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls. We even have applications such as TrueCoach and Trainerize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot for your clients to make it more convenient for them. Same thing for your financial systems. We'll show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, show you when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, how to pay quarterly taxes, how to pay yourself, business write-offs, business liability insurance, things of that nature. All the legalities will be covered. Now, the cool thing about this is if you were going to set up your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks to file for all that. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. It takes virtually 2 to 3 minutes for all your business legalities to be set up, so a fraction of the time.
Wow.
Then we're going to move into identifying your ideal challenge, which means what problem we solve for individuals. Based upon that, we create our offer and pricing. So this is going to be a more do it for you, do it with your do-it-yourself program. The more that you do for individuals and the more that you offer, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your length of term. So we'll help the structure of your pricing there. Any questions on that so far?
What was the do it with you part?
Yep. So on your programming, this is going to be deciding if it's a do it for you program. So that means like you do everything for the individual. Do it with you is like something to maybe where you're offering maybe a group class or something like that, where you're implementing more of you in it. And then done for you is like, or do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself. Do it yourself is like you create everything for them and they're on their own. It might just be like a 1 or 2 time, maybe you sell them like an 8-week package, right? But at the end of the day, we're trying to create something so we're going to have sustainable income. So to give you an example, majority of my personal programs are going to be between, 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm going to have people sign a contract for either 4, 8, or 12 months. Okay, so that way I have predictable income all the time. I don't have to guess if someone's going to show up or not. And what I'm doing is I'm creating them a program and then a weekly check-ins based upon what they're telling me and how their body's reacting. I'll change out different variations based upon that. So let's say, for instance, I'm training you. Maybe you send me in a form video. I might send you a Loom recording back, which is me, basically a recording of me kind of talking to you. So that makes it more personalized. That's something that's of a higher value. Also, we'd have Zoom recordings, like very similar to this, where we'd meet once a week, things of that nature as well. So based upon the type of programming and stuff like that. So that'll be all going over in your offer. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, if you are going to be an entrepreneur, you got to be good at sales. But before we can be good at sales, we need to really understand how to do organic marketing. Okay, so we're going to show you how to maximize your time. We'll show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of that, utilizing AI software. Then we're going to show you how to expand your overall message and reach by showing you how to set up podcasts and YouTube. And then we'll show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies in each one of these resources. Same thing for Facebook. We take it all the way down to the hashtag use, how to maximize reels, things of that nature. And then we'll also show you how to maximize TikTok to get more client engagement as well. Content creation made easy. We're going to introduce you to Canva, Canva Pro, and we're also going to introduce you to Microsoft Designer. We want you to think of your social media as like a storefront. So think about it, like when you're out shopping, you see something in the store or a window that kind of gets you excited and wants to make you go in that store to buy something. We want your social media to kind of give out that same vibe. So if I'm scrolling through, I see something like, damn, what's Monica got going on over there? I need to click on her page, right? So we want to entice people. Really good for organization, branding, logos, things of that nature. And then from there, we'll go into 10K lead generation framework. There's 3 different ways we do this. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. So we'll show you how to incentivize people to really want to reach out as you kind of lured them in. So how we do that, first we do is we show you how to set up a WhatsApp group. We show you why it's important, how it's going to benefit your business. Then we give you these resources to attract them to come in. So now while they're in your groups, they have an opportunity to like engage with other people that you've already serviced. So now by the time they get on that sales call, they feel like it's a much more warmer lead. Now, the opposite of that is what we call conversation calls. So this would be you reaching out to individuals first. So we'll give you specific scripts, we'll give you conversation call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms and how to build and nurture these relationships. I also want you to think of this conversation calls as outbound marketing for your local community. So if you're really well known in the Florida area, a great way is to maybe do some free seminars with people you already know, especially if you're still utilizing some of those supplementations. Example, I'm partnered with a local supplement company out here. I have all my clients on specific supplementation. That supplement company gives me 30 referrals a month because I'm supporting their business. So it's easy for me to get really warm leads at all points in times. Okay. Another example, my wife is in healthcare. So some of the most unhealthiest people are healthcare professionals. I'll go do free seminars, 15, 20-minute talks. I'll get 15 referrals off of that just because they already know who she is and they know who I am. So an easy way to grow your business. Next, we're going to move into referrals. Friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are. We'll show you different strategies and resources to incentivize them to give you more referrals without actually having to ask. And then if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be great at sales. We're going to show you how to maximize your sales capabilities so we can set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a screening call. It's a 10 to 15-minute phone call to figure out, do you really want to work with this person? Can you actually solve their problems? Which will lead us into our closing call. This is where you're trying to lock down that lead. You're trying to turn them into an actual client. So we'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts, and this will be massive for you, understanding how to create financing options for people who normally couldn't afford it. And then we'll show you again how to lock down that lead once and for all. Once we lock down that lead, we want to go back and we want to track everything. We want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of term. So we'll give you our resources on how to track that efficiently. Whoops, from there, went back too far, hold on. From there, we're going to go into objection handling. This is going to be all the excuses someone's going to give you online as to why they can't start your program. We give you over 30 different examples you're going to see over and over again. So the more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections on that call. The onboarding process is someone's first 30 days in your program. We want to make sure this is like a special moment. This is where standards and expectations are created. So we want to make sure we get them a resource in their hand within that first 24 to 48 hours. Client deliveries, the fun stuff, week-to-week process and how you deliver services. But how can we do this more efficiently? Also, no matter how good of a coach you are, this is going to happen. Someone's going to ghost you. Someone's going to quit. Someone's not going to listen. It's inevitable. So we're going to show you how to get people to get re-engaged. Some of them want a larger community base. Some of them want more one-on-one touch points. Some want challenges, some want gifts. So we'll show you different examples on how we can get that engagement back up and get them executing at a higher rate. From there, we'll move into customer support, the not so fun side of things, cancellations, refund requests. How do we track it? How do we mitigate it for the upcoming months? And then lastly, we move into client retention. How can we keep people happy for long periods of time and advance them to the next levels of your programming? Any questions on that so far?
No.
How are we feeling about everything?
Challenge.
Challenge?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's I feel because when things are too easy, like I lose interest. So if it's something challenging, I'm like, okay, this is engaging. Like this is gonna be challenging.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain. Like it's a thing that I have. Like it's like work. I tell myself like if I'm not being challenged at work, like I'm gonna get bored. I'm gonna lose interest. So if it's something that I find challenging, I'm like, all right, this is interesting. Like it's a lot, but I'm gonna challenge myself to do it.
100%. It is a lot. You're right. So a lot of people will see this because it is step by step, and they're like, man, This looks too easy. It's far from easy. It's going to be work. It's going to be a day-to-day grind, but is it worth it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you can get yourself to financial freedom and get out of that sticking point after a year and a half to actually do the things that you want to do and have the things for your family that you want, it's totally worth it, right?
Right.
Quick recap. The program is going to be 4 months long. You're going to have your customized game planning call. You're going to have that one-on-one coach the entire duration. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming and optional certification in the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we've missed?
No.
Are you going to show a little bit more excitement? We just showed you the blueprint on how to change your life.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking. I'm in my head. I'm just like thinking.
What questions you got for me?
The 4-month program thing. So this entire program here is only 4 months. Like the one-on-one coaching, everything from what we just went over. It's 4 months.
Correct. So the premise behind this is we want to make sure that no one gets burnt out. We want to put it in a timetable to where it's going to push them. It's going to hold them accountable. And then after 4 months, hopefully we're in a spot to where we could possibly ascend up to mastery level to where you had mentioned you want to get past that 10K, right? So once we're hitting 10K on a regular basis, then we can move into mastery level. And mastery level is all about when we're going to hire, when we're going to start running ads, how we're going to lead leaders, and how we're going to slowly step away from the day-to-day monotonous activities to become more of that CEO. So that's the next phase. It's where everything gets a whole nother level. Okay. Now, the cool thing about this is I want to give you some context. I meant to do this earlier and I apologize I didn't. I want to show you kind of what an overview would look like. Okay. So say, for instance, you're wanting to set up your administration systems. Okay. You'll click on here on the overview document, and this document will literally cover everything step by step for you. So again, zero guesswork. But again, if you're someone that learns better off of reading, awesome. It'll show you step by step. As long as you know how to read and follow instructions, you'll be fine. Now, the cool thing is once you click on this doc, it'll save automatically to your Google Docs. So you'll always have this. And let's just say that you're going to set up Wave for payments. You just click on this and the video goes tutorial style.
Okay.
So again, you'll know exactly what to do every step of the way. There's zero guesswork. So is the overall mechanics behind it easy? Yes. Is implementation easy? Yes. But is the work hard? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. Cool.
Right.
Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. What other questions do you have for me?
Okay, so I understand the structure part of it. How we get the ball rolling, how we get, to that 10K mark. But the actual, are you guys like showing, what's my question? Like, what are we actually providing to the customers?
Yeah, so you're providing them like coaching. So for instance, very similar to what you were doing with Herbalife is like giving them different nutritional options. When you have that certification, we'll be talking about building a healthy plate, maybe intuitive eating, maybe macro-based, depending on what the individual really needs, right? If it's someone that's never been on a nutritional diet before, macro-based is probably not going to be the best option for them. Probably to start off with someone is more like a healthy plate or intuitive eating. After they maybe start learning intuitive eating, building a plate or vice versa. And then if they want to get a little bit more serious, we go into macros, right? To get more specific toward their goals. As far as workout programming, we're going to make sure, like I mentioned this earlier, we have workout done for you programming already done. So you could go in there. If they don't want to do a squat, they can, there's a drop down menu. We can change out those workouts for them, but you're going to be providing them customized workouts, nutrition to ensure they're meeting their goals. Maybe if you're someone that also specializes in like a mindset or lifestyle, you can also put that little twist on there as well. So we're going to try to get them locked in for a specific amount of terms. So that way we're getting them results, we're keeping them happy, we're making sure they're feeling fulfilled as a client. And that way you're making a really good income as well, and you're building up your own business.
Okay.
Does that seem like 100% in alignment with what you want to do?
Yeah, but So the workouts itself, like you're saying the workouts are already uh they're already in the program. It's not something that I have to create these workouts.
Correct. Those are already done for you. If you want to,
Okay.
you can go in there and make little subtle changes. Or if you're someone that enjoys program design, you can do that. But initially, we want you to focus on just building your business. We want to take away some of that
Gotcha.
stress from you. And that saves literally hours.
Right. So I don't have to do that. Okay, I get it now. So I'm not I'm not creating any videos. I'm not creating any like meal plans. Like I'm not doing that. I'm just doing the business part of it.
You are, so you're going to provide the workout. You're going to go in the programs and you're going to make subtle changes. Like I said, if they don't want to squat to their knees, we'll put in something different. But as far as you having that nutritional back, setting them up, you can't give them specific like a food plan because you're not a dietitian, right? You're not a certified
Right.
dietitian. However, you'll learn how to do macro based. You'll learn how to do like intuitive eating, how to build a healthy plate. So you'll give them general guidelines.
Okay. Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So while you're doing all that, we're showing you from day one, our focus is to get you clients. And as you get your clients, we're also building your business. So it's not one of those things where you go through the course and then go back and implement. It's one of those things where you actually implement as you go and you're building your business and you're having additional support. So it's not you doing it on yourself. It's literally you have over different 5 touch points with people helping you out.
Okay. So, all right. I mean, but at certain points, like I would have to do like face to face with them, like or Zoom or something with them.
Yeah, you would want to do that. That's going to make sure your ticket offer is a little bit higher. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you won't have to go on Zoom and watch them work out. That's not the type of thing that we're doing. But your weekly check-ins, you'll want to do like a Zoom, or maybe maybe you could offer something to where if they can't afford that, maybe it's just more of a Loom recording. You're not doing a Zoom check-ins. But obviously, Zoom check-ins is going to be a little bit, it's going to take more of your
Personal.
time. Yep, a lot more personable.
Okay. So I'm not so I'm not getting on these Zoom calls doing a whole workout class and then that. So okay. Gotcha.
Not at all.
Understood.
No,
Okay.
now if you wanted to offer, let's just say hypothetical, maybe you're someone that loves group fitness, or maybe you're like a yoga teacher, you love doing that. You could also offer, hey, if you sign up for X amount, 2 times a week, you can join our virtual class. And then it's like they can just follow along, like maybe you're going live on something. That could be an option for you. But you're
That
not
I
gonna,
create, not something
yeah,
that you guys have. Okay.
correct.
Okay.
So if you were my coach, you wouldn't be on camera like coaching me through my workouts. That would take the
Okay.
whole purpose away, because we're trying to make sure we're buying you back time with your family. We want to work
Okay.
smarter, not harder. Does that make
Right,
sense?
right. Yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Cause I was like, how? Yeah, I got it now. Okay.
So we're having programs built out, and then it's going to be under a certain amount of terms. So maybe say, for instance, you got me on a 4-month plan, okay? But maybe the first program, just to get my foundation stuff done or built out, maybe my conditioning's bad. So maybe you have me on a conditioning program for like the first 4 weeks just to start improving my endurance. So 4 weeks that'll be done, and then next you already have a game plan set up for me from the next phase. So after endurance, maybe I want to start working on building up through hypertrophy training, and then you'll have something for that, right? So you might run
And that's all provided.
Yep, you might run 1 or 2 different types of programs within that 4 months. So it's not just one program all 4 months. You're catering to their needs. Let's just say that you're my coach and I said, hey, I'm going out of town. I'm going to Hawaii. I'm not going to really have access to a gym. I need some type of like body weight banded workout or something like that. You'd be able to provide something like that for me. So you see how you're always constantly adapting to the consumer's needs.
Yeah, and all of that is in the program.
Correct.
Okay. So it's not much. It's not much of a thinking process. It's not much of it's like a no-brainer basically. It's just more so you putting in the work to implement that, to push it out there.
Correct. Now, the only thing that you could do differently, like we talked about ChatGPT, ChatGPT 4 is like super smart. So say, for instance, I'm going out of town and maybe you don't want to use one of the ones that was already created. You could say, ChatGPT, write out a 4-day workout plan with body weights and banded for a 40-year-old male weighing 210 pounds looking to gain muscle. Think it's that thing writes out like literally 2 minutes. You can look it over. You can make some changes based upon what you see, what you like, and what you don't like, and then boom. That's simple.
Wow. Is that chat GPT thing, like, is it something where it could be like plagiarized? Like, say for example, it comes up with something and then it's like somebody finds the same exact thing somewhere else. Like, is that a thing?
I haven't seen any problems with that yet. So you're gonna just make small, subtle tweaks. So like
Okay.
it'll like write something out, and then what you'll do is you'll write it out on your end, but you might make different changes to it, right? Like you can always
Yeah.
edit like how the verbiage is, but the
Yeah.
main content, you have the idea. Like you could say, Chat GPT, write me out a funny content creation for a reel about mom's postpartum, and it'll just pop up with something. And then you can always kind of change it as you see fit. That's how fast things work for you.
Okay.
So it teaches you.
So your
to be very
targeted
specific.
audience.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say your targeted the targeted audience is based on how I promote the business.
Yeah, so your target audience is going to be based upon what problems you solve for individuals. So example, my target audience, I target men 35 to 50 that are high-level CEOs. Why do I do that? Men 35 to 50 are usually financially stable, and they already know what career path they're in. So I don't have to worry about nickel and diamond to get a sale. I already know they got it. Second, what problems do men 35 to 50 years old have that are high-level CEOs? They're usually extremely busy, so they don't have a balance with home life. So if they're not home with their wife, or they're not helping with the kids, their wife starts to resent them. The kids don't really get to see them. And then when he is home, he doesn't get any intimacy from his wife because she doesn't like him. So men thrive off of money, power, and sex. You take one of those away, we've got a problem. So I'm showing men how we can have all that and be balanced and be a beast in the boardroom, but still be that husband and that father that your family so desperately needs. So I'm showing them different habits and lifestyles.
Okay. That's good.
So you want to really maximize or pick out individuals that you think that you can cater to, that you know a lot about their problems. So maybe at one point you could be talking to moms. Maybe you're talking about stay-at-home moms. Maybe their husbands are the ones bringing in the bread. And so ideally, most other women would be like, man, that'd be nice to be able to sit at home while my man makes all the money. But most women think, dude, I'm tired of just being seen as a mom. I want to have my own voice. I want to be empowered. I don't want to have to rely on just his money. Because oftentimes men will hold that against you because you don't like the way I'm doing things, then leave, or shut up, you're not making any money, right? So if a woman can be empowered and be completely individualized based upon her own gifts, she's going to feel a lot more confident. So now she's bringing something to the table. So maybe that's your target audience.
Okay.
Maybe it's women that have just had a baby. Think about that. Women that just had babies, their body has been adapted to holding a human life. So now their body is stretched out, looks different than what it used to prior to being pregnant. Confidence is shot, depression's kicking in. How do we mitigate those issues and get them back to that snapback body? Right? So if you can really dictate about 10 to 20 hours per week, you're going to be in a very solid spot.
Yeah.
Do you think you can dictate 10 to 20 hours per week?
It's possible.
So think about this. I want you to think about being resourceful with your time. So when I was a master level trainer, I trained over 40 people in person a week, 2 to 3 times a week. So I was extremely busy. Okay. So how I did it is I'd pop in a module on the way to the gym, on the way home from the gym. I pop one in when I'm doing cardio before my workouts. So by the time I got home, I was just executing whatever it is I was supposed to execute. So there's time if you want to make it, if it's a priority, right? If you can't make 10 to 20 hours per week, just start off with 5 hours per week, or start off with 30 to 45 minutes a day. You'll be good. We'll still be progressing, but are you going to hit 10K in 4 months if we're only doing 45 minutes a day? Probably not, right?
It's going to take longer.
Yeah. So we just have to be realistic with our expectations, but you're still progressing. You're still taking action. you're still moving forward versus sitting in the shit we've been sitting in for a year, right?
Right.
Cool. Did you get a chance to hear about the 3 times your investment guarantee?
I don't know if I read over it or I watched a video about it. One of those two.
So that's a big deal. So a lot of companies will have like a money back guarantee. We have a 3 times your investment guarantee, or you get 100% refund. So essentially we're saying you attend your game planning call, which is pretty standard, attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is only 2 per month, 1 group support call each week, charge at least $250 per services or more, which that's what you're going to want to do. We're trying to build a business here. Don't spend longer than 2 weeks on your optional certification. Run a scholarship within the first 90 days. That's only going to get you more business. No late payments. You do all that and show up and utilize the resources and your coaches, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount you invest in, or you get 100% refund back. So year to date, we've helped over 3,000 students. We've only had a return of 1.6%, which is crazy.
Wow.
Okay. So really, like you had mentioned earlier, it's a dummy proof program. If you're 100% confident in your own skill set and ability to execute, there's no way you can fail. You can't blame it on anyone else. If you work corporate, you don't get that raise. They didn't like me. That's why I didn't get my raise. Here, you get paid for what you put in, right? So if you don't do the work,
Yeah.
I want you to treat this like your job. You treat this like a career, you'll get paid like one. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get paid like one. So I tell people when they decide to become an entrepreneur, you got to treat this like a marriage. If you treat it like a side piece, there's consequences to it. It'll be fun for like the first 2 weeks. And then after that, we're spinning our wheels and we're unhappy, right?
Yeah.
So you got to commit to the whole process. Do you feel like you're ready to commit to the process?
Yes.
Cool. Let's talk about it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the financials. Okay. What's this thing going to cost me? So there'll be a payment plan, or there'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan means we put down a down payment. We spread the rest out over a duration. Paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Now, the cool thing is, no matter where we're at financially, I have extended payment plan options. I have financing options. So if this is something that you really feel like is going to get you out of your circumstance, get the life that you want for your family, I got something for you. It's that easy for me. Cool?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about this thing. What's it going to cost us? Only $100,000 in your left kidney. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Now there's a payment plan of $7,300, and then there's a paid in full option of $6,500, saves you $800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
So payment plan of $7,300, or what is that?
So the payment plan is $7,300. So we put a down payment. We spread the rest out over 4 months. Paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save $800.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, paid in full is not an option at this time.
So we're looking at the payment plan, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Before I go into that, I'm going to show you how I can make this happen for you. But I want to show you something that's kind of dope. I forgot to go over the student averages. Okay, this is a big deal. Now, why I want you to show you this is I want you to keep in mind average. What is an average individual? Just the bare basic. Okay, so 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes people just 1 week to do so. So the individuals that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over $8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging over $6,500. So just to be a basic mediocre individual, you could be making $6,500 to $8K per month. Do you feel like you're an average individual?
Go over that one more time.
Yep. So right now, 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes people 1 week to do so. So the people that sign their client in month 1, by the end of month 4, are averaging over $8K per month. The individuals that don't sign their client in month 1, but by the end of month 4, are averaging $6,500. So to be a basic average individual, just do the bare basic work, you could expect to make $6,500 to $8K at the end of 4 months. Do you feel like you're average, or do you feel like you're above average?
I want to say I'm above average, but
So these are just the average individuals doing. So check this out. On average, people are quitting their jobs in 10.6 weeks to go full-time with their online fitness business. That's the type
Yeah.
of money they're making, to where you don't got to work in a warehouse. You can spend more time with your kids. You can create something that's going
Right.
to impact your life and your families. You got more freedom, right? You can go take your man out, treat him, right? That's what the average individual is able to do. Now, think about this. On average, the people that hit 10K a month, it takes them just 13 weeks to do so. So just over 90 days, you could be working toward a completely different tax bracket.
Mm.
And this is the last big one I'm going to share with you. On average, the people stay with us for 12 months or longer, they have 97 clients on their roster on average. Those individuals, the 97 clients, are averaging $366,000 per year. So they're bringing in that bread. Okay. And right now, the program is getting scored a 4.6 out of 5 on average. So people are getting massive results for their respectful businesses. Okay. So you mentioned before, payment plan is going to work the best for you. Let's talk about this thing. Okay. So I'm going to talk about it as if we don't need any financing options first. And if we do, we'll talk about that next. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So what the average individual will do if they're not using financing is they'll put down about 2,300. You put down 2,300, that takes your remaining amount down to 5,000. You spread 5,000 out over 4 months. That's equivalent to just over $1,250 per month, which is equivalent to you needing 3 to 5 clients, depending on what you're charging. Do you feel like that's more realistic for you?
Yes and no.
Talk to me about it. Let's figure it out.
It's just I just have it's just bad timing. July and August are really like bad timing. July and August is really when I clutch my purse, I would say. Because I have like all my kids' birthdays are in August. School starts in August. Summer is in August. So I got their kids' sports and so much I have to do financially in those 2 months that it kind of like puts me in a really tight budget. That's why I'm like, oh man, this is all bad timing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's stop and pivot really quick. Okay. So let's just stop about talking about moving forward. We're gonna go over some other things that I think would work for you, but let's stop for right now. Okay. Let me ask you this. I think you already mentioned it, but are you 100% on board with this solves your problems? This is what you're looking for.
Yes.
Ooh, that was kind of like a half bullshitty yes. Like I need a more like a believable one.
Oh man, because I mean, I know if I just put my all into, I know if I know I can do it. That's the thing. It's just a matter of all the stuff that I have. Like, how long is it gonna take me to get to that goal? And how bad is it gonna affect me while I'm trying to get there?
Cool. So let's talk about this. What happens if you don't take action? What does life look like for you and your kids?
I mean, it's still at a standstill, and I'm still stealing. Like it's still same spot.
So how do you think not taking action and being that standstill for yet another 6 to 12 months is going to make you feel?
I mean, it's gonna suck. It's gonna feel like still in the same spot. Still didn't take action.
So that's like
When am I
madness,
gonna take
right?
action?
It's going to feel like
Yeah.
madness. Now, let's pivot. Let's say that you take action, we find something that works for you and your family, that makes sense for you financially, and now you're hitting your goals. And now we're at 8 to 10K a month on a regular basis in the next 6 to 12 months. What does life look like for you and your kids then?
Looks fantastic. Looks
Less stress?
very less stressed. I don't know. I'm just still thinking like how to do this and get through these 2 months coming.
So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to challenge you a little bit because we're talking from parent to a parent now, okay, and coach to coach. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's never going to be an ideal time because guess what? Right now it's sports. Next month, hopefully nothing happens. It could be a car repair. It could be a doctor's checkup that's not planned for, right? Life is unpredictable. Now, with that being said, life is unpredictable. That hasn't stopped you from getting in your car today and making errands and doing what you need to do, right? Because you could get in a car
Right.
accident, but you still went out and took that risk, right?
Mm.
Because you had shit to do. So the top-notch coaches, the top-notch entrepreneurs, they take action based upon where they see themselves and their families, not their current circumstances. Because if you always base it off of your current circumstance, you're never going to make a move. So the top coaches, top entrepreneurs, they'll also take immediate action and they're going to commit to it. Is it always the most perfect option? No, but they commit to it and they rarely change their mind. Whereas mediocre or below mediocre entrepreneurs or coaches, they overthink, they over research, they over analyze, and they change their mind constantly because they can never commit to anything because they don't take action. The reason you're not taking action is based upon your past and current circumstances. Your brain functions based upon the habits that you've created. So right now, your brain is like, holy fuck, we're considering this? No, chill. That's what your brain's telling you, right? And it should.
Yeah.
This is like a life-changing situation. So your brain is like, Monica, 7,300, fuck him. Let's get out of here, right? Pretty normal, right?
Right.
Because your brain is like, this isn't comfortable for us, right? Whereas if you're taking action based upon your family, you know what? There is no option B. This is option A and option B. I'm gonna make this work and I'm gonna hold myself accountable because the only way I fail is if I don't do the work. There's no one else holding you back. You mentioned earlier, your biggest challenge is the procrastination. If we don't take action, your kids are gonna be looking at you like, what the fuck? We're still here, right? Eventually they're getting to that age where they're like, dude, are we gonna ever do something different?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want you to worry about the finances. Again, I haven't even got through the options that I can help you with. We just started the first part, okay? So are you confident in your own skill set and abilities to actually follow through if you're having support?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So the only thing that's holding us back right now is the thought of finances, right?
Right.
So all me and you need to do is get resourceful, put our heads together, and figure out a game plan that works well for you and your family. So yet you're not feeling like pinched, but at the same time, you're actually taking action and you're benefiting yourself and your family. So I want you to think of something else. If you don't take action, there's other people affected by this, okay? So right now there's other women, other men that are waiting for your program to drop because they haven't been able to resonate with anybody else. Your kids are waiting for you to take a different type of action as well. So if you don't take it because you're uncomfortable, you're essentially fucking all these other people. That's how I want you to think of it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about this. We have different options for you. One for sure is going to be called Sweet Pay. And what this allows us to do is we take that 7,300, we spread it out over 12 months instead of 4. So the cool thing is only 5% down. 5% of that is like $369. Plus a one-time service activation fee of $59 to get going today would be $424. That's it. And then your monthly payment, your next payment wouldn't be due until the end of July. So your next, from that point on, it'd be about $622 per month, which is if you're charging like minimum, that's like 2.5 clients. That's it. Think about people who are already jocking you before you were on the Herbalife, when you're doing all that stuff. People were asking you, how'd you get to how you got to by just walking and eating. Now you're actually going to have a program for them. So we already can start utilizing and marketing people that already follow you, like you, trust you, love you. All you need is 2 people to make that back. And all it relies on is you putting in the work. Come on, man.
Right.
So that's one option. Second one, what's our credit looking like? Good, bad, great, shitty, awesome. What's it look like?
I'm working on it. It's looking okay.
So are we like 500?
No, we're like,
or where we at?
We're like 630.
Okay. So there's a couple. So the one I named to you for sure we'll get in because it's like a 90% success rate. The other 2, there's one called Fund My Contract. It goes based off of different things. It's not just about good credit, it's also about debt to income ratio, things of that nature. So I've seen some people that I didn't think would get approved, got approved, and some people I thought for sure would get approved, didn't get approved. It's just kind of like kind of 50-50 shot. But what it allows us to do is we take that 7,300 and break up into much more smaller payments. So you can get anywhere up to like an 84-month loan if that's an option that they present you. It's like this guy, he got that, and his monthly payments was like 166 bucks a month. But it comes with a 6 or 12 month same as cash. So if you pay the loan off before, let's just say 6 months same as cash, there's no interest. And the program itself is 4 months long. So think about that. You're killing it. You're 3 times in your investment. Pay that shit off early and no penalty.
Right.
The other option, do you have a PayPal account?
Yeah, I haven't used it in a while, but yeah, I believe it's still there.
Yeah, so you go to paypal.com/credit and we can just hit apply. It takes like 2 minutes to figure out. So the point of all this is we're trying to figure out what cards we have to play with in our hand. Then we're going to, based upon that, we figure out which works best for you. Now the Sweet Pay is going to be golden. That one's going to, that's my backup card. I know that one's good. Do you think that, think about this, $424 away from you experiencing financial freedom and more time with your kids. Is that worth it?
Yeah, it is.
Right. So is that worth you taking action? If you can't do it for yourself, are they worth taking action for?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what I can do is I can drop this in the link. We'll fill it out together. It takes like a matter of a couple minutes. Cool with that?
Alrighty. Where's my okay.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. All right.
Give me 1 sec. If I answer a call, will it hang up on you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just wait.
Send them a custom text. Say I'm talking to someone really important right now.
See. Oh, okay, they just text me.
Yep, I just shot you that in the chat.
In the chat, where's chat?
So like if me and you are, if you're using your phone, you'll see this little, do you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. So you're gonna fill that out. I'll kind of walk you through it. Just ask you your basic information. That's gonna ask you loan amount. You're just gonna put in 7,300. And then when it comes to it, it's gonna ask you for what you'll put in coaching.
Oh, I have bad signal. I encounter an internal error. Let's refresh. Huh? Why did it take me to my email?
That's weird. Did you click on the chat?
Yeah, I clicked on the chat and it takes me to my.
Yeah, it should say simple as 1, 2, 3 here. I'm gonna resend it again.
Oh, let me close that. There it goes. The sweet pay, the sweet wave, right?
Correct. Yep, you got it. Sweet Pay. Yep.
Mm,
You've been in Florida your whole life?
Yep.
Born and raised, huh? We go to
Born
Florida
and
like
raised.
every year for a family vacation. I think this next one we're going to Miami. So we're gonna in the end of December we'll be out in Miami for a little bit.
Yeah, it's overrated. You said requested amount, but what?
7,300.
Sorry. Um,
And it's gonna ask you for what, you'll just put coaching.
Oh, it didn't even ask me for what. It just said, hold on. Let me. Um, 6 years.
Cool. So we just got a notification that you got approved for the Sweet Pay installment. So if you want to hop back on over to my screen, I'll show you exactly what that looks like.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Let me get back on here. Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen.
I see it.
Okay, cool. So the purchase price of the loan amount would be 7,300. Down payment of that is 5%, so that's 365, plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. So the gate going today would be 424. Your loan amount drops down to 6,935. We spread that over 12 months. Your monthly payment is 622.67. Again, 1.5 to 2 clients, depending on what you're charging. Pretty simple.
Okay.
You ready to commit to that?
When does the payment start?
So today we just put the
Immediately?
420. No, so today we put the 424 down today. Your 622 wouldn't be due until the end of July.
End of July. Okay. Okay.
You only need 2 people. That's easy.
2 people, meaning like contracted?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully you'd be charging more than $250, right? So I'm saying roughly 350 would be a good number. And if you're like, man, that kind of seems like a lot, I'm going to break this down to where you're like, that makes sense. Like this is minimum what I charge. So check this out. Let's pretend that you're training me for $350 a month. And someone's going to be like, damn, Monica, that's a lot. Yeah, I'd tell them to hush their mouth. So 350, okay, divided by 4, that's 87.50 a week, okay? Divide that by 7 days in a week, it's equivalent to 12.50 a day. How many times the average American is spending between $8 to $12 on bullshit? Whether that's a Starbucks, a cigarettes, right? A fast food, whatever, a Subway. That's even, they're spending more than that even on like a dime bag if they do that. Okay. So think about that. That's nothing.
Yeah.
$12.50. Like, bro, are you serious? For $12.50, I'm giving you customized programming, customized nutrition, weekly check-ins, Zoom or Loom recordings, whatever it is you're going to be offering. Tell them what you're going to be offering them.
Right. All right,
Easy.
question. So this down payment has to be done today?
That would be the goal, because if you don't do it, you're gonna procrastinate and not do it, because I was the same way.
Mm. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I did kind of spend a lot today because his birthday is Saturday. So that's why I'm just like trying to see if there's any way that I can not do this today, but do it next Thursday. Is that too
Okay.
far out?
No, but I do have an option that we should definitely try. This is that Fund My Contract that we should try, because if you get approved for that one, there's no payment for 30 days. So I want to see if we get approved for it. Are you game with that?
Okay.
Okay, let's try this out. This takes like literally 2 minutes. Totally worth a shot. All right, well, what's a good email for you?
The number one,
Okay.
Monica Cruz, 1992 at gmail.com. So it's one, my first name, last name, 1992.
Email. Cool. All right. All right, go ahead and check your email. Should get something from Fund My Contract.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right, fill that out and see what happens. See if we get approved.
All right. I didn't get that one.
No big deal. We just want to see what we are being approved for. So we know we got one for sure that's going to work for us. Okay. But this
Okay.
is totally get right now that you spend a lot of bread today. We're getting ready for birthday. We're getting ready for celebrations, all that. Now, I also want you to think about those averages too, because so most people are getting their first client in week 1. Okay. 73% of the students are getting it in month 1, but the average people are getting done in week 1. Think where you could be at in 1 week from now. All of your backend systems set up, a couple clients in the books, making some headway, feeling confident, and more importantly, you're holding yourself accountable to actually taking action today. That's probably the biggest step for you. Once you do it, you're making a commitment to yourself, and you're also making a conscious commitment to your kiddos.
Yeah. Yeah. I just know I just spent way too much. It honestly would just be in my best interest to really do it on Thursday.
Cool.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Did you want to try the last one to see what you get approved for? We've already done 2. We might as well go for 3.
Which one? Another. Okay, sure.
Yeah, the PayPal one. So on your phone, you can go to PayPal.com.
Oh, PayPal. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do well with my PayPal account. I can't, yeah, I don't want to use that one.
Okay.
So I
fair
feel like
enough.
they might use that. Yeah, there wasn't really much, and there was transactions, but it wasn't really too good. So yeah, I got used to temporary and then I stopped using it. It was, nah, I rather not.
Okay. All right, fair enough. We'll just roll with what we got going on over here. Cool.
Yeah,
So you want to wait till Thursday?
if we can, please. That would help me out so much.
Yeah, we can. Now, I want you to leave this call today as in the mindset that you're an actual student. I'm gonna send you over some resources based upon like where we're currently at. Like right now, you had mentioned you're not sure where to start. So I'm gonna send you over a mini course on how to get started. Okay, so it's free, but it's gonna give you some guides to know exactly what to go into. Okay. In the meantime, I'll follow up with you today is what, Thursday. So I'll probably follow up with you on Sunday just to check on how the birthday party went. I'm not gonna try to sell you on anything, but we're just gonna like now build this relationship and make sure that you're in a good spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
All
it's
right,
my
cool.
job. It's my job to hold you accountable to not back out now. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that we get you rolling. So by the time next Thursday comes, you're in a good headspace, you're more excited, and you're ready
Yeah.
to you're ready to go. Is that cool?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool. I mean, now that I have more clarity of what this business entails, like I feel like it's not so much I feel like some weight was lifted because what I had in mind, I was like, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to build this content, do videos, do this? Like half the work is already done for me. So yeah, I was kind of, like I said, I'm an overthinker. So
Yeah,
this helped relieve some of that.
yeah, we're streamlining everything for you to make it a lot more convenient, a lot more easier for you. Cool. And
Yeah,
you have a lot
for
more
sure.
support. That's the other thing. Cool. So
Yeah.
Thursday, what time's gonna be a good time for you?
Same time.
Okay. So what time do we do this at? What time is it at your place? 5 p.m. Eastern
Right
time, so
now,
4.
yeah, yeah,
So we want to go 4 p.m. EST, is that correct?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna send you that. I'll also send you kind of like a broken down version, like a condensed version of what we went over today, so you can kind of just review it. So you have your mind around it and get yourself real excited all over again. So
All right.
4 p.m. Monica Cruz. 4 p.m. EST. So you can go ahead and lock me in your phone for next Thursday.
Okay.
All right. If you have any questions or concerns, the number that I texted you from is my specific number. You can text me with anything that you need. I'll make sure I get it answered. Cool.
All right. Cool.
All right. You have a great night.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Later.